here from Kia Creates, bringing you journal inspiration, stickers and playful creativity. Today I have a fun video all about SUMMERWEEN. I've really liked the idea of SUMMERWEEN for a while now, and I've decided to go full on and celebrate it this year because my birthday is in July and I've always wanted a Halloween birthday. Me and my boyfriend have joked about swapping our birthdays because his is in autumn and mine's in summer, and I just really want an autumn birthday. But SUMMERWEEN seemed perfect because I get to have my summer birthday but make it Halloweeny. So for my birthday this year we did a lot of different SUMMERWEEN activities, snacktivities, spooky food and drink, lots of fun things. So in this video I share a lot of my SUMMERWEEN ideas with you. Me and Will just did them together, the two of us, but I think that they would work really well for like a SUMMERWEEN party or a SUMMERWEEN date, or however you want to celebrate. I think it's the perfect transition between summer and autumn. I know a lot of us are anticipating autumn and Halloween, but we also don't want to miss out on summer, so this is a good way to just bring them both together and have a fun SUMMERWEEN time. Personally, I think step one to celebrating SUMMERWEEN is getting the vibe right, and you can do this by engaging all of the senses. For example, for scent, you could light a nice candle, or I'm just using this pumpkin maple scent to add to my reed diffusers. Makes the house smell like autumn and Halloween, which is really nice. For kind of background noise, I searched SUMMERWEEN ambience on YouTube. There's not many, but there's a few that feel really nice, and I'd recommend just having a SUMMERWEEN ambience or even just a Halloween ambience on in the background if you're in the day. It just kind of sets the scene with a bit of spooky music and like a nice picture of a spooky pool party or whatever. To me, another key part of setting the vibe is what you wear. So when we were doing our little spooky snacktivities on my birthday, I wore this cool pastel ghostly sparkly apron, which my bestie got for me, so thank you Hannah, it was just perfect for SUMMERWEEN. And then when we went out on walks and stuff, I even just tried to wear like an orange top or some spooky accessories like pumpkin earrings or these little SUMMERWEEN bracelets that I made, and a candy corn bracelet as well. You can just kind of add accessories to make it feel a bit more like SUMMERWEEN. It's only a little thing, but it feels like you're dressing for an occasion, and that really sets the scene. So now you've got the vibes right, let's go into activities you can do, starting with food and drink. I'm going to start with these candy corn popsicles, which I'm very proud of. For the white layer I used vanilla yogurt, for the orange this mango and passion fruit coulis with a little bit of squash to make it darker, and then orange juice for the yellow. So these were really fun to make. I experimented with them a few times. If there's one thing about me, I just love experimenting with ice lolly molds and trying out different things, so this was fun. I know it's quite a strange combo of ingredients, but they were actually really nice. The first time around I just used the ingredients on their own and they were good, but the layers weren't very straight. Like trying to get just yogurt into a layer doesn't really work very well. On the second attempt I added a little bit of milk to the yogurt and a little bit of juice to the second layer, and this made them runnier to make the layers flatter. It also made them freeze a bit better so they were less melty. So I'm really happy with these. It's just exciting to me that it looks like candy corn and it's a nice summer treat. It's so perfect for SUMMERWEEN. S'mores are another good snack recommendation for SUMMERWEEN. They're just so easy to make and they kind of feel like you're going to eat them around a campfire telling ghost stories. There are lots of good options for what to drink for your SUMMERWEEN celebrations. It doesn't really matter what's inside as long as you have a spooky cup. So I cut some faces out of black vinyl with my Cricut because I just love turning anything into a Cricut project. But honestly, you could just draw on the cups, or you could just cut some black paper out and stick them on. That would work just as well. And you can make anything in these spooky cups, some spooky cocktails or mocktails, even just any kind of orange slushy or something would look cool because it would look like a pumpkin drink. We made bubble tea because Will bought me a bubble tea kit for my birthday, and we chose honeydew melon because melon feels like it's the official fruit of SUMMERWEEN. Another fun thing to make for a SUMMERWEEN party or date is spooky cheeseburgers. So this basically just involves cutting a jack-o'-lantern face into your cheese and melting it onto the burger. Ours melted nearly beyond recognition, but I liked their creepy melted faces. They were really delicious, and I honestly think that just cutting a jack-o'-lantern face into pretty much anything makes it SUMMERWEEny, which is very exciting. For example, we even cut jack-o'-lantern faces into our sandwiches when we went on a little picnic. They were rubbish, but they added a little SUMMERWEEN twist. And deciding how to add some spookiness to your food can kind of turn it into a snacktivity, which is what we're going to talk about next. So one snacktivity that we did was spooky pizza making, which is fun because you get to decorate your own pizza, which I love doing. I always think that's like a fun date night thing to do. It just makes it extra special, and you can make your own spooky designs on it. So I made these mozzarella ghosts which looked hilarious when they melted, and Will made these kind of salami, mozzarella, olive eyeballs. He said this is his eyeball pizza. If you look up spooky pizza or Halloween pizza on Pinterest, there's loads of ideas for how you can make spooky pizzas. Look at my little ghosts when they melted. They're so derpy, I love them. Now the one true snacktivity of SUMMERWEEN, if you don't do anything else, do this, it's carving a jack-o'-melon, or as I've seen some people do online, a jack-o'-pineapple. I love watermelon, it's one of my favourite fruits, and it was such a nice summer day activity to carve this out. We were drinking the juice as we go. I don't know if that's gross or not, but it tasted really good. We only carved one watermelon between us because it felt like a lot of watermelon to eat. Look at Will's camera work. But you could carve a lot if you all wanted to have a go at one at a party or something, because you can always freeze watermelon and eat it frozen, which would be especially nice if it was a really hot day. Here is our finished jack-o'-melon. I love it so much, and I loved seeing it glow outside. It gave me that little Halloween feeling of seeing your pumpkin glowing outside. I even made sure to leave a little gap in the curtains at night so that we could see his little glowing face peeking through. Now, we've talked a lot about food and drink related activities because food is always my priority, but there are other things that you can do. One recommendation would be to watch Gravity Falls, which is a cartoon on Disney Plus, and it is the birthplace of Summerween. So season 1 episode 12 is the Summerween episode. It's really cute. It's basically just trick-or-treating in the summertime. They don't do that many activities, but they do invent jack-o'-melons, which is kind of iconic, and this is just where it all began, so it only feels right to watch this as part of your Summerween celebration. And you might just recognise this, which is a viral sound on social media at the moment.
Wait, summer what? Summerween! The people of this town love Halloween so much they celebrate it twice a year.
Summerween? Something about this feels unnatural.
I like watching this because it's set in the summertime, but it has this kind of spooky autumnal vibe to it, and I just love cosy things. But of course, if it's more your thing, then Summerween is a perfect time to watch a spooky summer horror film. There are quite a few lists on Pinterest I've noticed of like summer slashers and horror films that take place in the summertime, so that's a great one if that's what you're into. And I would also highly recommend listening to the It's Always Halloween podcast. It's my favourite podcast, and it's Halloween all year round, so you can get like a dose of Halloween no matter what time of year it is. But there are some recent episodes that talk about Summerween specifically, so they're a great listen. It's hosted by Luce, my favourite haunted host. It's a great safe space, inclusive community, so many Halloween vibes. There's a chance to learn about Halloween history and hear stories from other people's Halloweens, so it's just perfect. I'd recommend listening to it any time of year, to be honest, but it's a really good one for Summerween, especially those Summerween episodes. I've been reading outside a lot recently, which I would recommend. It can have a really good Summerween vibe if you have the right kind of spooky book. I have a few recommendations for you. They're all kind of cozy because I never read anything that scary, but definitely do that if that's what you're into. The first recommendation is Practical Magic. I'd kind of forgotten about it. I'd watched the film before but never read the book, so I've just finished reading this. It was strangely written, but I did really get into it, and it was nice to have a book that feels summery but also it feels witchy at the same time. Will and I are also reading the Harry Potter books. We're currently on the Half-Blood Prince, and I think there's something really Summerweeny about reading a Harry Potter book, because they always start in the summer holidays when it's hot, and then it kind of gets spookier as the school year goes on at Hogwarts. Then there's Dracula, a classic book, and it's kind of in a diary form, which starts in like May and goes all through July and August and then leads up to Halloween. So I've been reading bits of this kind of throughout Summerween, and then I'm going to read more of it into Halloween as well. It feels like a good spooky book to kind of transition from one season to another. And last but not least, I have And Then There Were None by Agatha Christie. I haven't actually read this yet, but I feel pretty confident recommending it given that it's the best-selling mystery book in the world. I mean, a murder mystery set on an island mansion off the Devon coast sounds pretty Summerweeny to me. So I'm definitely looking forward to reading that. Okay, now let's talk Summerween crafts. You know I love a craft. Near my birthday, I went to the Emma Bridgewater factory in Stoke-on-Trent, which is where you can paint your own pottery and like use these little stamps to make a design. So of course I made this Summerween plate. This is what it looks like before the glaze, and then I'll show you what it looks like after. It was really fun to make, and I've already made 2 spooky bowls at Emma Bridgewater, so they kind of go with that but with a Summerween twist. I think painting ceramics is such a fun activity to do. I also have a cozy hobby journal pottery painting video to check out about that if you're interested, but maybe a more low-cost option would be to use air dry clay like I've done here and kind of make your own little clay things to paint. As you can see, I made some beads, a couple of pumpkins, and this cute little ghost. We had a fun time on my birthday sitting outside painting in the garden, which felt summery, but obviously it was Summerweeny because we were painting these spooky things. Here's what they look like painted, and then here's what the beads look like when I'm making a charm for my Halloween journal, which I'll have a video about soon. Making and painting little things out of air dry clay is fun, it's easy, it's cheap, so I definitely recommend it. It's a good one to do with kids as well if you have kids you want to do Summerween activities with. Other crafts you could do include making jewellery like these Summerween bracelets that I made, and then there's loads of other things. You could pretty much make any craft Summerweeny if you wanted to. So here's a list that I wrote for inspiration, and these are Summerween crafts that I'd like to get round to one day. Another perfect activity for Summerween, and something that you're probably doing already, is going code orange hunting in the shops. This is just where you look around for Halloween items. I don't usually even buy much, I just love looking at Halloween and seeing it in the shops and feeling it come back to life. We did have a particularly exciting code orange hunt in HomeSense on my birthday, where Will bought me this amazing spooky pillow. I love it, but I have been trying to buy less recently to kind of be aware of my consumption and consumerism, so I have a low-cost alternative to code orange hunting, which is going on a code orange nature walk. If you watched my video about how to embrace spring, you might remember me talking about glimmer walks, and this is similar. It's just going out with the intention of looking for anything kind of spooky or Halloweeny. Honestly, the more tenuous the link, the better. It's the act of searching that makes it fun. So orange or black berries, a creepy bug, some crispy leaves, whatever signs you find, it's just fun to look for some spooky summer out on your walks, and bonus points if you go past or through a cemetery or graveyard. And last but not least, I would recommend trying open water swimming. We tried this for the first time near my birthday, and there's just something that gives Summerween about swimming in a lake, especially if you imagine you're in some sort of summer slasher at a campsite, or there's a creepy monster in the water. I couldn't really get any videos of us doing this, so here's a little bit about open water swimming in my Summerween journal spread. I have a video coming out next about this Summerween journal, so if you're a fan of the idea of Summerween and or journaling, hopefully you'll check that out and find it interesting. So there we go, those are my ideas for how to have a fun Summerween celebration. I hope you like them, I hope you got some inspiration. If you're celebrating Summerween, let me know what you're doing for it in the comments. I'd love to know how you're celebrating, and we can add some more ideas to this list together as a community. I have my Summerween journaling video coming out next, so if you're interested in that, check it out. I'll see you next time, and until then, happy Summerween! Bye!